everybody, welcome to our EFL matchday predictions for matchday 11 or 10 I think it is, I'm not too sure, I'll have to check when I put this video up. So obviously we've had a big midweek schedule for EFL action, plenty of goals, plenty of shocks, that's come and gone now. We're now moving on to the weekend's action, and have a full programme of Championship, League 1 and League 2 action, and we're going to get through all of the games, discuss the fixtures, like we always do. So kicking off, Championship, Friday night, West London derby, live in front of the TV cameras, QPR, home to Fulham. We got a good result at Forest on Tuesday night, big 3-1 win there. Positive, grinding out a win. We didn't fall into our shell and concede and get a point, although the goal we let in from Daryl Murphy was quite sloppy. We stood off them and let them cross the ball in so easily, and they got a very good goal. Well taken header. However, Abubakar Kamara's hitting form, 2-2 for him now. He also got man of the match, and also a Stefan Johansson free kick. That was sublime. QPR got a point at Barnsley on Tuesday night. Hard-fought point for them. They might feel like that was a good result for them going into this game. This will be a tight game, and I do think we will win this game. I think we're going to have too much QPR, too much pace, power and technicality. Although last season at Loftus Road they made it quite hard for us. We did draw there, so it's not an easy place to go. But I do think we'll just win this 2-1. Come to the next game, Aston Villa host Bolton. Comfortable home win for me, I think. Aston Villa went to Burton Tuesday night, smashed them 4-0. Keenan Davis looking a very good player for Villa at the moment. He's scoring plenty of goals. He's looking a threat, and they look very good at the moment. Hitting form now after a rickety start, starting to progress, starting to hit form now. Against the Bolton sides, who are just struggling for form really. I don't really see them getting anything here again. I don't see them scoring a goal again. And it's just going to be hard for Bolton this year. They're going to struggle. I mean, they're just finding things hard in this division. They're not creating much, not scoring much, and they've got a bad defensive record. So I think Villa will win this game 3-0. Come to our next game, Burton Wolves. Obviously, Burton got a drubbed midweek against Aston Villa, as I just said. 4-0 defeat there at home at the Pirelli. It's not a good result. They're coming up against a Wolves side who did get beat away at Sheffield United on last night as well. They lost 2-0 there. So they want to be looking to try and correct that little blip there. Obviously, I think Ruben Neves missed a penalty for Wolves as well. So things didn't go too well for them in that game, but I only think it's a minor blip, and I do fancy them to bounce back and win 2-0 in this game. So on to the next game, it's Cardiff derby. Big result for Cardiff on Tuesday night in front of the TV cameras. Beat Leeds 3-1. Positive result for them. Big result in terms of kicking on. They're sitting top of the Championship table, playing some good stuff at the moment. And they're playing a derby side who drew with Brentford in midweek. They should have really won that game, I felt. They're not playing too great at the moment. However, they've got good quality in their side. And also Joe Ledley scored for them. He scored on his debut as well. And this will be a tight game. I think this will be a draw for me. Both sides have got plenty of quality and they both cause enough problems. So I think this will be a draw. Going to our next game, it's Hull versus Birmingham. Hull, they're struggling at the moment. They also, I think they got beat by Preston at home in midweek. I think it was 2-1 there. Michael Hector missed a big chance to try and put Hull in front in the second half. And obviously they fell apart, and then Preston did pick them off and get the result they needed. Hull desperately need a win, either home or away at the moment. Results ain't positive for them at the moment. They're picking up a lot of shocking defeats. A point at Sunderland recently as well. It's probably the only positive result they've had in the little sequence of games they've played in this period of September. Against the Birmingham side, they got a big win on last night against Sheffield Wednesday. Big win, 1-0 win there. They needed that win as well. First win in 7 Championship games for them. That should definitely swing their momentum, give them a new lease of life under Lee Carsley. And I do fancy them to go and make this back-to-back wins. I think they'll be in good form now. Hull are not in the best of form. I do think Birmingham will fancy their chances and just nick this 1-0. Let's go on to our next game. Ipswich-Bristol City. This should be a good game for Ipswich. Absolutely walloped Sunderland 5-2 on Tuesday night. Scored plenty of goals. Mick McCarthy did come out and say in his conference how did that happen. A couple of colourful words used there as well. However, they got a fantastic result, no doubt about it. Against a Bristol City side, again, they're not playing too bad either. They're playing with some confidence. They're picking up positive results. Obviously, Aidan Flint scored another goal in midweek for them. Fantastic goal video on Bristol City's social media of him with the suit jacket, flicking it over his shoulder. Some of their videos when they score their goals on their social media is absolutely quality. This will be a tight game. I do fancy Bristol City to beat Ipswich. I think Ipswich can come unstuck sometimes. There'll be plenty of goals in this game, no doubt about it, from both sides. And I do think Bristol City will win this 3-2. I think there'll be loads of goals, as I said, and I think Bristol City will just come and nick it at the end. So going into our next fixture, it's Middlesbrough versus Brentford. I look at this and I should think a comfortable home win. However, you look at Middlesbrough, lost 1-0 at home to Norwich on Tuesday night as well. That comes as a bit of a shock to me. I thought they were going to come through that game quite comfortably after a solid point away at Fulham. They looked like they could go and kick on and pick up another 3 points at home to Norwich. They didn't. They lost 1-0 there. Against the Brentford side, he got a good point against Derby. Ollie Watkins has scored another goal. That's 2 goals in 2 home games for him. That's a positive result for them. They're trying to get some more consistent results together. 4 points out of their last 2 games will be positive for Brentford after a shambolic start. And I do think that they might be able to get a point in this game. They're playing very well at the moment. They've not lost many games in the last couple of games. They're playing with some good confidence. So I do think they'll get a 1-1 draw and pick up a point at the Riverside. So the next fixture could be a relegation scrap potentially come May. Millwall home to Barnsley. Obviously Millwall, big result. They beat Reading at home. They're going to rely on their home form a lot this year. They've picked up some big wins at home against some good teams. Leeds, Norwich, to name a few. And also now you add Reading into that mix as well. So that's 3 big wins there. Some positive points picked up at home. If they can transition that to away form, they should be fine against the Barnsley side, who got a good point against QPR. Well, not really a great point. They should have probably won the game on Tuesday night against QPR. Picked up unlucky to get a defeat on Saturday up at Wolves as well. So they've been looking to try and get some sort of momentum. But I do fancy Millwall to win this game. I think they're in the better form out of all the teams, out of the 2 teams. And I do fancy them to win this. Going to our next game, Nottingham Forest host Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday have not been in great... Sheffield United. Sheffield United, I do apologise for that. Got my things mixed up there. Let's go into this game. Nottingham Forest, a big 3-1 defeat at home to Fulham as well. Not the most positive result for them is back-to-back defeats. They could look to try and correct that against Sheffield United side who are flying at the moment. Back-to-back wins, huge wins against Sheffield Wednesday and Derby. If I was a Sheffield Wednesday fan and you told me we would win them 2 games, I'd have snapped your hand off, and they probably did. And they're playing with such great confidence at the moment, Sheffield United. Chris Wilder, Sheffield United fan, as I said. And when you have that manager who knows the expectations of the club, he's a fan, he's grew up watching Sheffield United, he knows what the fans expect, he understands the club, he understands how big it is, because it's a massive club, no doubt about it. And I do fancy them to go and get another win here. I think they're just too confident at the moment. They're playing with such great confidence. David Brooks, Leon Clark, the likes of them are playing fantastic stuff. Clayton Donaldson and Billy Sharp might be coming back into the fold along with Richard Stearman. That can only be a big boost. 3 quality players there, and I do think they'll win this 2-0. Let's go on to our next game. It's Preston home at Sunderland. Simon Grayson come up against his former employers. He left them in the summer for Sunderland, hoping he could take Sunderland forward. They got thumped in midweek away to Ipswich at Portman Road. 5-2 loss there. And he has come out and said he wants more time. He said they've not spent the money that other clubs would, and they need more time to get these performances right. And I do think it's more of a ball thing, as I said before. It's not Grayson's fault really. He's coming to a club. Ellis Schultz spent a lot of money on crap players in the past, in my opinion. He's starting to pay the price for that now. And obviously Grayson's had to invest on the cheap really, on a shoestring budget. He's signed about 8 players just under £1 million really, and that's just. In this division, you need more money than £1 million to try and compete. I mean, the likes of Burton can compete a bit better than that. And you're always going to struggle if you've got a shoestring budget, but you sign some quality players. Preston, on the other hand, they're looking good at the moment. Big win against Hull midweek. Fantastic team at the moment. Alex Nibble's got on playing some great stuff. He's a good manager in my opinion, good tactician. So I don't know really. I do think Preston will win this game. They're in some good form at the moment. I think Sunderland's bad on the form will cost them here, and I think Sunderland will lose 2-0. It's going to our 5:30 kick-off on Saturday. It's Reading home to Norwich. Both teams, Norwich got a good result up at Middlesbrough on Tuesday night. They'll be going to this game. I do think they'll win this against the Reading side, who are not playing with great confidence at the moment, and I do think Norwich will win 1-0. Going to the next game, we've got a Sunday game. Sheffield Wednesday playing Leeds. Obviously Leeds slipped up in front of the TV cameras on Tuesday night against Cardiff, lost 3-1 there. They'll be looking to try and correct that against Sheffield Wednesday side, who are terribly out of form. Carlos Carvajal, he's lost the plot in my opinion. He's come out on his press conference, done this thing with a £20 note. He got all aggressive. I don't know what he's doing with that £20 note. He was ripping it up. He was saying something. He's totally lost the plot. To me, that's a man under pressure. When you're going into your press conferences and you're reacting to the press, I mean that was shocking. And I do think they'll lose in this game. I think Leeds will bounce back to winning ways 2-0. Going to League One, we're going to quickly run through Leagues 1 and 2. AFC Wimbledon versus Rochdale. I think this will be a draw. Both sides, not the best results at the moment, and I do think it'll be a goalless draw. Both sides don't score a lot of goals. They do concede, but I think this will be a cagey affair in a 0-0. So Blackburn, Gillingham, home win for me. Comfortable home win. Gillingham managerless, not playing with great confidence. Against the Blackburn side, he got a good win at Rotherham, home to Rotherham in midweek, 2-0 there. That's a positive result in terms of what they'll need, and I think they'll bounce back again and win 2-0, make it back-to-back. Let's go to our next game, Bradford versus Doncaster. Bradford lost 3-0 to Fleetwood in midweek. They're looking to bounce back against the Doncaster side, who are not playing too bad. They lost to Shrewsbury midweek as well. And I do think Bradford will win this game 2-0. Let's go to our next game, Bristol Rovers, Plymouth Argyle. Bristol Rovers, this will be a tight game. Both sides looking to get a bit more form, trying to progress. This will be a tight game. Plymouth need to win at some point. Whether or not this come against the Bristol Rovers side, they'll be looking to try and compete against them for set pieces. And I've questioned a lot of the time, Bristol Rovers set piece problems will come into question against these lower teams in the league who will rely on set pieces to try and create chances. The likes of Graham Carey, good dead ball specialist as well. And I do think Plymouth will get this win 2-1. Going to the next game, Bury MK Dons. Another game which could go either way really. Bury are in some decent form at the moment, not in the worst bit of form. Against the MK Dons side who are playing well as well. Got some good wins at the moment. And this will be a tight game really. Lee Clark's side are playing with confidence, so are Robbie Nilsson's side. I think this will be a 1-1 draw for me. Going to the next game, Fleetwood-Charlton. Obviously Fleetwood, big result in midweek against Bradford at Valley Parade. Big result there, 3-0. Against the Charlton side who drew up at Walsall on Tuesday night as well. Not the best result for them. And I do think Fleetwood will win this game. I'm going to go for another home win. It'll be a tight run affair. Lots of goals. I think it'll be a 2-1 to Fleetwood. Going to the next game, Peterborough Oxford United. Plenty of action going on in this game. Another promotion maybe contender. I think Peterborough didn't have a positive result up at Oldham in midweek. They struggled there against the Oxford United side who have been a bit inconsistent in terms of beating the so-called lesser teams in this division against teams they should be expecting to beat. They've not beaten them. And Peterborough score a lot of goals at home. They've got a good home record as well against an Oxford side who are not doing too great on their travels at the moment. And I do fancy Peterborough to go and win this game 2-0. So to the next game, Portsmouth vs Oldham. Oldham got a good positive result against Peterborough. Considering they're managerless, it was a positive performance, step in the right direction. Against the Portsmouth side who are playing well. They're looking good at the moment, but I do think Portsmouth will have enough in hand and win 2-0. So next game, Rotherham-Northampton. This will be a draw in my opinion. Rotherham scored a lot of goals at home. Narrowly, they got beat at Blackburn 2-0 in midweek. Northampton, they're playing at the moment. They're not doing too great. The honeymoon period of Hasselbank's over. The results are starting to stagnate a bit. This will be a 2-2 draw for me. Both sides are a bit weak defensively. They've proven they can score goals, but defensively this will be their mishap and it will be a draw for me. Turn to the next game, Shrewsbury-Scunthorpe. Shrewsbury's doing it at the moment. Unbeaten in 10 games. Fantastic last-minute win at Doncaster Saturday. Puts them, I think, 6 points clear in front of the League One table. Looking very well at the moment. If they carry on that, if they get to about December and they're still unbeaten, they can start to maybe plan a top 8 finish. Against the Scunthorpe side, they're doing well at the moment. Consistent results, couple of good wins. Lee Novak scoring goals for them since his arrival from Charlton on deadline day. And one team surely has to go to Shrewsbury and beat them. I've said Blackburn would. They drew there. I was going to say Scunthorpe now. I think they should beat Shrewsbury. I think they're a very well organised unit. This will be another big test for Shrewsbury to see if they can keep the unbeaten record going. And I do think Scunthorpe will win 2-0. So on to the next game, Southend vs Blackpool. Another tight game really for me. I think Southend will come through this and win against the Blackpool side who are unlucky in some of their recent performances against Bristol Rovers and in midweek as well. A 0-0 draw against Rochdale wasn't the best result. They should be beating them type of teams they want to progress. Against the Southend side who are struggling, not doing too bad. Positive result Fleetwood on Saturday was good. So I think they'll win this game. I think they'll win it 2-1. Then to the next game, it's Wigan-Walsall. Walsall in good form at the moment, to be fair to them. Picking up points against some of the top teams in this division. Lots of Oxford United and Charlton they picked up 4 points from. So we're looking at that home and away as well. That's a big step in the right direction for them. John Whitney's side, they're playing some good stuff at the moment. They're playing with a bit of confidence. And they're looking to try and add to that against the Wigan side. Another promotion test for them. Against the Wigan side who will be coming into this, looking to, on paper, should beat Walsall. They've got a good home record, good quality. And I think Walsall could do well. I think they might get another point here. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw here. I think Walsall, they're not fearing any of these promotion teams, the so-called bigger teams, and I think they'll do well to get a draw here. So we're going to League One. We've got a couple of early kickoffs. Grimsby-Lincoln, Mansfield-Notts County, both 1 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday. I'm going to get into Grimsby versus Lincoln. Grimsby haven't been in the best run of form at the moment. They're probably where they should be at the moment in the table. Results based against the Lincoln side, who probably would want to be a bit higher in the table. They're sort of mid-table at the moment, in and around that 13th to 15th position. I do fancy Lincoln to get a win here. I think Grimsby are not the best side really, and I think Lincoln have got plenty of dimension, plenty of plans, plenty of A plans. They've got a plan B as well, maybe a plan C. They've got Matt Green, Ollie Palmer, Matt Reed as well, so they've got different plans up front. They've got a solid defence, Bostwick in the midfield, Sean Raggett at the back as well. They've got a good core and there's a good spine going from front to back, and I do think they'll win this game 2-0. Let's go on to the next game, local derby, Mansfield-Notts County. This is a very good game on paper, another promotion test for both sides early on in the season. Mansfield, big defeat at Cheltenham midweek, didn't expect that, they lost 3-0 there. Notts County are just doing very well at the moment, they're picking up good results, positive result against Exeter, they're looking to try and add to that. I think this will be a draw for me. I just think that Manchester can be a bit inconsistent at times under Steve Evans, and I think they'll just come a bit unstuck and get a draw here. Let's go on to the next game, Chesterfield-Cheltenham. This will be another draw for me, I think. Chesterfield said they're going to announce a new management team tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning, so I have to keep an eye out for that and see who goes into there. Against the Cheltenham side, they've got a positive result against Mansfield. They're looking to add to that, but I do think this will be a draw. 0-0. Let's go on to the next game, Coventry-Crewe. Big game for Coventry. Doing well at the moment against a Crewe side who are in a terrible run of form. I just don't think Crewe will go to the Recon and pick anything up. Comfortable home win for me. Coventry 3, Crewe 1. Let's go on to our next game. It's Crawley-Carlisle. Carlisle playing well on their travels at the moment, scoring goals on their travels. Against the Crawley side, ain't doing too bad themselves, picking up some good points on the road as well. This will be another plenty of goals this game. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. Both sides will score plenty of goals, and both sides have proven they can let in goals as well. Let's go on to the next game. Exeter-Morecambe. Comfortable home win for me. Exeter playing well at the moment. Didn't get the best positive result against them, Notts County in my opinion. But I think they'll have enough quality here for Morecambe. Just don't seem to be winning games at the moment. 3-0 home win. Let's go on to the next game. Forest Green Rovers versus Accrington. Forest Green Rovers have suffered a load of defeats, a couple of back-to-back defeats Friday and Tuesday as well against Cambridge United. They looked very lethargic, didn't play too well. And I think they'll come unstuck against an Accrington side who are playing full on confidence at the moment and they'll lose 2-1. Let's go on to the next game, Luton-Newport. Luton drew at Morecambe midweek 0-0. Not a good result for them. They probably felt they could have won that game and they should be trying to beat them type of teams. Against the Newport side who have started well, getting good results early on in the season. And I do think Luton will bounce back to winning ways this game. It'll be a tight game when Newport are organised, but I think Luton will nick it 1-0. So on to the next game, Stevenage-Port Vale. Port Vale lost in midweek against Accrington Stanley. Just adds to their relegation threats already. Against the Stevenage side, who ain't playing too bad themselves. And I do think Stevenage will win this game. They've got some good players going forward, like Danny Newton, Matt Godden. They've got some good players, Cole Wotton scoring goals as well. And I do think they'll win this game 1-0. So to our next game, Swindon-Cambridge United. This will be a good game on paper. Cambridge United are playing really well at the moment, picking up some good results. Big back-to-back, actually good win against Forest Green in midweek 3-0. Abere and Ikpeazu forming a good partnership, scoring plenty of goals at the moment and looking a good threat together. Against the Swindon side, they're playing well as well, to be fair. At home, their home record's not great. And mate, I do think Cambridge will win this game, and I think they'll win it 2-0. Playing well at the moment. If they go 1-0 up, then Swindon's home form will really start to kick in. So our penultimate game in this review is Wycombe-Barnet. Barnet ain't playing too bad at the moment. They could be playing a bit better against the Wycombe side, who likewise as well. I think this will be a draw, 1-1 for me. Both sides can create, both sides can defend as well, and it'll be a tight run game for me. And our final game is Yeovil versus Colchester United. I'm going to go with an away win here. I think Yeovil will struggle, in my opinion. They'll struggle this year as well against the Colchester United side, who need to win at some point, and I don't think they'll win here 2-1. So that's our EFL predictions there. Keep an eye out for the channel on Friday as well. We've got Forest Green Rovers FIFA 18 career mode coming out as well. The game gets released Friday. We'll be releasing that on Friday as well. So keep an eye out for that. Hopefully you like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.